guys, welcome to my art channel. Thanks for stopping by to make some art with me. For more free art lessons, you could press the button below and subscribe right there on that red button. And I will see you really soon. Now let's get to making some art. Bye-bye.
Let's go over some of the materials that we're going to use. The first thing you're going to need is paper. Doesn't matter what type of paper you have. If all you have is printer paper, perfect. If you have some color paper, you can use that, or construction paper. That's great too. For this lesson today, the way I'd like to start is for you to use the less expensive paper, because we're going to just kind of practice first. And as you get better, then you'll go on to using better papers. So you're going to need a couple of sheets of 8.5 by 11 printer paper. You're going to need some type of glue. I use a glue stick, but if you have just Elmer's glue or whatever type of glue you have, that's fine. We'll make it work. A pencil is good to have, and definitely a good pair of scissors. Okay, so I'm going to give you 1 minute to get your materials together. Paper, some type of glue or glue stick, scissors, okay? And I'll see you back in 1 minute. So we're back, and the first thing I'm going to show you today is called a box fold, and it's the simplest fold of when you're making a pop-up, and it looks basically, when you open it up, it's just the box. Very, very simple. Even though it's simple, you could still do a lot of interesting things with it. For example, you could attach things to it, so when you open it up, things pop out, like an animal. You see that little, you can see that fold in there? And you could just do any type of thing, can pop up right from the card, okay? So we're going to do a box fold first. And the way I'm going to do all of these folds today is I actually took 8.5 by 11 paper, which is the size of the copy paper, and I cut it in half, okay? So you're going to have half of the 8.5 by 11, okay? So it's going to be 8.5 by 5.5. And what you're going to do is you're going to fold it in half like a booklet. Now, when you're making pop-ups, one of the most important things is that you are creating really sharp folds or creases, and you're doing them very neatly. So, I don't know, I'm trying to see if you could see this. I am matching each corner as closely as I can, and then I'm going to press it down. And then I'm going to use my nails. If you don't have any nails, you can use the back of a pen to push down and get a nice crease, okay? So for the box fold, it's very simply 2 cuts, okay? You don't really need to measure. You just have to kind of eye it. So I'm going to do 1 cut, and I'm going to leave a little space, and depending on what size you want your box is how big you're going to make the space. And we'll talk more about that later. I'm going to make 2 cuts, just like that. I just want them to be the same size. This one is a little bit shorter. There we go. So now I have just like this, okay? So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this piece in the middle, okay? And I'm going to fold it down. Just like that. Now, this is super important, and this is what really makes the pop-ups work very well, is folding on the creases and then pushing down that fold so it's nice and crisp. That's the most important part of the pop-ups. Nice, clean, crisp folds like that. Once you fold it this way, you're going to flip it over, and you're going to fold it this way, and you're going to do that again. And again, I'm using the top of a pen just to add some extra pressure. And I crease it again, and then I'm going to flip it up, and open it up. And you should have something that looks like this. So once you have this, what you're going to do is you're going to pop out the middle and grab the fold, just like that. And you're going to fold it all in like that. I'm going to show it to you again. You're going to pull out the middle part where you cut, grab the fold and let the back of the booklet fold, and you're going to fold it in like that. I'm going to take my pen cap again. I'm going to crease it, and voila. There's my box fold. It's nice and crisp. Okay, and so whatever you put on there when you open it up is going to pop like that. And let me see. So this is a sample of a box fold. And this is another sample of a box fold. So they're very simple, but you can do a lot of different things with them. These make great birthday cards too. And I want to show you in one of my favorite pop-up books. This is another box fold. This is a more complex box fold, but it's the same, basically the same idea. Oops. So see how that pops out? And I'm going to turn it to the side. So can you see that over here? These are all box folds right in here. I don't know if you could see that. Okay, great. So the next part, whenever we're making these folds, what we're going to do is, after we make a fold, we're going to put it in a second kind of booklet. And the way we do that is you take another piece of paper, you're going to fold it in half as you did the first, nice and neat. Open it up. Okay, I'm going to take my glue and I don't know if you could see this. This is the crease, the middle crease, or it's also called the galley right in there. And what you're going to do is you're going to move your pop-up into the booklet. You're going to move the fold right into the fold of the outside booklet. You're going to glue it, and you're going to close the booklet. And you can smooth down the glue. Okay, and you're going to flip it over. You're going to glue the other side. Close the booklet. And then when I open it, voila. And then you actually can see the color on the inside there. Okay, so that is your basic box fold. So I want you to give that a try. And then we're going to go and start a different fold. So take a minute to try this. The next fold that we're going to do is called a triangle fold. And it's because it forms a triangle when it pops open. And triangle folds are used in so many different ways in pop-up books. And it could either be very simple, or it could be like a double triangle. It could be a double triangle and have a zigzag with it. Okay. So let's start with the triangle. So when you do a regular triangle fold, the pop-up's simple. It can look something like this. Here I actually did the triangle fold, but I did multiple triangles just to make it a little bit more interesting. Okay, and that's very easy to do. I'm going to show you how to do that now. So let's start with the basic triangle fold. I'm going to take my piece of paper. Okay. I'm going to fold it in half. I'm going to make sure that the corners meet the corners, because when you're doing work with paper like for pop-ups or for things like origami, folding is super, super important. Making sure that the folds are neat and clean and that they're really sharp. And what I mean sharp is that you really press down those creases. Okay, so with the triangle fold, we're going to do a single triangle fold first. And all you're going to do is take the scissor and make one cut as long as you want on the paper, like that. Okay, and then you're going to fold that triangle down. So here I made the cut, and then I'm going to fold this paper down like that. Okay, once I fold it down, I'm going to make that really nice crease in there, and then I'm going to fold it in the other direction and crease it again, and then bring it back. Okay, so you're going to cut. Once you cut it, you're going to fold it down. Make that crease, fold it the other way, make that crease, okay? Then you can open it up. And this one, it's really important to have good creases because they get a little tricky to open up. When you have triangle folds. There we go. Takes a little bit of maneuvering there. And you open it up, and there is your triangle fold. It can work this way, and it can work this way. It almost looks like a nose if you put two eyes here. Now, if I wanted another triangle, if I wanted to put two, I can put another one on the page. I can make a smaller one. And I'm going to fold it. Then I'm going to flip it over to the back, fold it again, bring it to the front. Okay, it's a little tricky there. So I'm pushing them both towards the front and I'm folding the book. So it kind of looks like this. I'm going to take my pen cap and work on those folds a little bit, make them nice and sharp. And this way when I open it up, I have the double folds. Okay? So there's your triangle fold. And now with the triangle fold, which is simple like this, right? We also have a double triangle fold that makes it look more like a mouth, like this one. So I'm going to show you how to do that one. I'll put these out of the way. There we go. So this is the double triangle. These make great mouths. Okay. And the way to do the double triangle, or the mouth fold, I call it. You're going to fold your paper in half again. Make sure that your corners line up. The neater, the better. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make one cut again. Now last time when I made the cut, I folded it on one side, right? I folded once, and then I flipped it over, and I folded again, right? Now, I'm going to do it on the bottom also, and that's what's going to make the mouth. So I'm going to fold it here. I'm going to fold it to the back, make a nice crease. Okay. Now when I open it, triangle folds are a little tricky to pop open, but what I found is if I open the booklet and turn it inside out, it's sometimes easier to pop out the triangles. See, there they go, just like that. Okay. Now I'm going to fold the paper into a booklet again, like this, and just really get those creases tight. Like that, so it opens like that. Okay, and I would do the same exact thing that we did with our box fold, is take it, I'm going to take another piece of paper, we're going to fold it in half again, neatly. We're going to fold this back in half, and we're going to glue one side of it. I'm going to flip it over. We're going to glue the other side of it. Oops. And voila, we have a mouth. Now the cool thing about the mouth is we can also make the mouth with sharp teeth. It's basically the same idea, but we're going to do a zigzag cut, and I'm going to show you how to do it. And when you make that, you can turn it into something like this, a shark. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. So for the zigzag V-fold, or the zigzag mouth V-fold, because it makes a mouth, you're going to start folding the paper in half. Again, nice and neat, nice crisp fold. Okay, now instead of cutting a straight line, we're going to cut a zigzag. Okay, can you see that? Now, if you're making a mouth and you want a lot more teeth, then you need a lot more little angles on your zigzag, but I'm just making it kind of simple. Okay, and I'm going to cut my zigzag out. Okay, just like that, just cut it out. And now the same way we did the mouth fold on the V mouth fold for like the frog, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to fold that part up, and you're going to fold this part down. Like that. Okay, and then you're going to bend it backwards, right on the same crease that you just made. Now it seems a little tricky at first, but once you do it a couple times, you'll get it. Okay, so here it is again, and I'm just going to flip it back up. I'm going to open the book. I'm going to flip this book inside out because I think that's the trick with being able to open the triangle folds. I'm going to just pop these out a little bit. Ooh, what happened here? There we go. And there we have it. We have our, oops, we have our shark mouth. Okay. Make sure it's working properly. I'm going to fold the teeth inside the paper. I'm going to take my pen, or you can use your fingernail, and you're going to press that fold down and make a really sharp crease, and that will guarantee that your mouth is going to move much better. See that? And it closes easier. So there we have 3 different folds. We have 4 different folds. We have our box fold. Okay. We have our basic triangle fold. Sorry, I have a small table here. Basic triangle fold. Box fold. We have our double mouth fold. That's the triangle fold, but it's double. And we have the zigzag triangle fold. Okay, so I also want to show you something in a book. Oh, let me show you these finished pieces. So I showed you the frog. That's the V fold. That's a double V fold or a mouth fold, right? Here we have the zigzag fold. So these are just some ideas. Once you get going on these, you'll come up with plenty of ideas. Okay, and oh yeah, we have this basic fold. Okay, so I just wanted to show you some more complex V folds. This one is done, this is an outside V fold, and it's done with multiple pieces, but it's really super interesting. And if you can look here, you could see that these are all like in the shape of a V. And the reason is because they all, the middles all line up with the galley of the book. So that's what makes it super interesting. I'm going to see if I can make it a little bit clearer for you. Okay, and another V fold that's in this book that I like, it's kind of fun. When you open this door, I don't know if you could see the mouth on that. See that mouth opening up? That's all a double mouth V fold in there. It's squishing closed, and now it's popping up and opening up. Okay, we are ready to start another fold, and that is going to be a fan fold. And a fan fold is actually very easy because you're using a fan as a pop-up. I'm just going to show you my example first. And so I made this hippo, this dancing hippo, and I made her skirt just a little fan fold pop-up. Okay, so the way you're going to do this pop-up is you're going to need a sheet of paper that is about 4.5 inches wide, and it's 11 inches long. So it's half of an 8.5 by 11, basically, just the long way, okay? And you're basically going to fold it like an accordion fold and then make it into a fan, okay? So the way that we do that is we're just making fold like this, okay? I'm going to turn it over. We're going to fold it backwards. I'm trying to see how you could see this. Okay. And I'm going to fold it backwards again. Okay, so I'm starting to make, this is actually called an accordion fold. Okay, because you keep going back and forth. Kind of like, I think they're called bellows on an accordion. Right? And I'm going to do this, try and do this quickly, but I want to make sure that you can do it. Okay, just going back. And bending it back. And then I'm going to bend it the other way. Sorry, it's hard to do it in the air. I'm going to do it really quickly. But probably most of you have made some sort of a fan in school at some point. And I'm going to take my handy dandy marker top. Now, I didn't do the neatest job on this because I'm doing it quickly. But this is the accordion fold. Okay, so that's the kind of fold you're going to make. And then when we make a fan, we take the accordion fold and we fold it in half like that. And that makes a fan like that. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to put a little glue in the middle. Oops. I put a lot of glue in the middle. Put a little glue in the middle, and close it up. And take my marker and push it down. And you'll see I get my fan, right? Like this. So I'm going to let the glue dry for a minute. While I'm letting that dry, I'm going to take a second piece of paper and I'm going to fold it in half. I'm going to make that little booklet. Okay. Now, the best way when you're doing a fan as a pop-up is to really draw your picture first, like I did here. I drew the picture, and then so I knew exactly where to put the fan. But for this example, I'm just going to show you how to do it. Now, remember, really important when you're working with pop-ups is that the middle of the pop-up always has to line up with the middle or the galley of the book. Very important. Otherwise, it won't pop up correctly. So, I'm going to take my glue again, and I'm going to glue one side of the fan. Okay. I am going to line up the middle of my fan with the middle of my book. Like that. It has to be perfectly in the middle. Okay. Like that. And I'm going to close the book. Close the book on the fan, even though it's only half glued. And I'm going to press it down. I'm going to press the paper down. Okay. So now I have half my fan is glued on. Now I'm going to take the other half. Put glue on it. I'm going to close, I have glue on it. I'm going to close the booklet on it again. Okay, and if I open it up, probably needs a minute or so to dry, but there you go. There you have your fan. So this could be used for a lot of fun things too. It could be the brim of a hat if you wanted. It's very neat. Okay. That is called an accordion or a fan fold. Okay. There's one more that I want to show you. And then we're going to end so you can work on some of these and come up with some ideas and some drawings and make some pop-ups so that we can finish up and put a book together on our next one. So the next thing we're going to do is we're actually going to make a spring. So when you open this pop-up, it springs up. I don't know if you could see that spring over there. See that? Okay. So I'm going to show you how to make the spring. What you're going to need for the spring are 2 strips of paper. These are 8.5 inches long and about 1 inch wide. You're going to need 2 strips, 8.5 inches long, so you can just take your copy paper and measure down 1 inch and cut it across. You need 2 strips. You're going to need one of your papers for a book to make the booklet. And you're going to need something that you want to pop up. I just made this quick butterfly. This one I just made like a little alien guy. Okay? So I'm going to put this guy away. And the way to start is you're going to put glue here. Oops. And glue here. And you're going to have 2 strips like this. Okay? You can actually, I'm going to look at it this way. You've made an L. All right? And now what you're going to do is you're going to fold the strips by alternating the colors. So you're going to fold the yellow down. I don't know if it's better if I do it this way. Fold the yellow down like that. Fold the pink across. Now you have to fold the yellow on top of the pink. Now the pink gets folded on top of the yellow. Oh, I got to fold the yellow on top of the pink. Pink on top of the yellow. Yellow on top of the pink. Pink on top of the yellow. See, it keeps coming back to that L shape. Fold down the yellow. Pink on top. Again, I'm trying to do this. When you're doing these folds, you do want to do them as neatly as possible. That makes all the mechanisms work better. Okay? And fold, 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 and the last one, fold, right? And if I grab this, you'll see that it springs open, just like that. Okay? So what I'm going to do here on this pink part is I'm going to glue my little butterfly guy. Actually, I forgot. First, I'm going to glue this down here on the last piece. Okay. Oops. Enough glue. So, I'm going to glue this, the last yellow to the pink, and then I'm going to put some glue right here. I'm going to glue my butterfly on there. Just like that. Okay. And then I'm going to take this, and this is the only pop-up that you don't need to be in the galley or in the middle of the page. You can put it over anywhere you want. So I'm just going to put some glue right here on my page, and I'm going to glue this on like so. I'm going to close my book just to press it all in. And when you open it up, it springs out. See? There we go. So there you have your spring. So far, we have learned how to do a spring fold, right? A fan fold, which I did this. We learned to do a couple of different V's. We learned the single V, we learned the double V that forms a mouth, and then we learned the V with the zigzag that forms a mouth with sharp teeth. And we learned the very simple box pop-up. Okay, so you have a couple of different things to choose from. So what I'd really like you to do now is take some time to make up some pop-up pages. Do at least one for each type of pop-up mechanism. Okay.